Hello, Libra. Welcome to my channel, Live Life in Tarot. Thank you for being here. So glad you could be here. I hope you're all doing well. Libra, we're going to take a look at what messages need to come through for you for the last half of May 2020. This reading is going to be for all Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter sign placements. Libra, I'll be using the horseshoe spread. So, Libra, as I tap into your energy, um, I feel like there's a focus on partnerships, okay, for you. But there's also a focus on you changing those partnerships, or you are transforming things in your world at this time. Um, Another message just coming through. This is not for all Libras, but there are certain Libras, and you will know who you are when you hear this, where Spirit wants you to know that the black magic or witchcraft that was performed upon you by your ex's person that they're with to get them, but to try to ruin you, is over. Um, the wheel is turning, and it's turning in your fucking favor. You've been wondering and trying to figure out and suspecting, um, Libra, why stuff just was so hard, so fucking hard for you for a while, for quite some time, for some of you for some years. Well, you suspected this, but you may not have pondered hard on it, but it was always kind of in the back of your mind. And it caused you to start to try to find ways to spiritually protect yourself, even if you were naive to the game on how to do that. You did start to implement things. But yes, you are right. There was um, someone, I'm picking up strongly a female, that was practicing black magic on you, because they wanted who you had. You let this person go, um, whoever you were with. This is for those of you that were in like a really serious connection, even marriage. You've divorced this person. You've been divorced for quite some time. The pain of what you experienced with this person was difficult. Um, this was something that was hard for you to make a decision about because you really wanted this relationship or connection to work. But you also always knew that this person that you chose to be with or marry, maybe even have a family with, was never, it was something about you knowing that they weren't right for you. Even though you stuck it out, but I feel you got to a place where you had enough was enough. But you were with someone, let me just say, who was already fucked up, an asshole, narcissistic, if you will, very selfish about themselves, without the fucking witchcraft and the black magic that the person he. So this is very specific for the person that he is now with. Um, that he chose to be with. But the story is you let him go, even if that's not the story he told. But know this, Libra, you are not forgotten by him or for her. Um, you are like a celebrity. Your name is getting dropped, honey, all the time. And who he's with can't stand it. This is part of why the black magic came in, where you was experiencing a really tough time in your life. And but you know what? You were being protected by spirit and by your ancestors, while you were getting it together, trying to see it through. But guess what? Now the bow is broken. I'm hearing the bow is broken, and whatever, that dark and negative energy that was being sent towards your way, you are now shielded and protected from that. And you watch, because the tide is turning. It has already begun to turn. You feel it, You know it. But now it is confirmed. Yes, someone was performing black magic on you because of jealousy, jealous of what they saw you had, jealous of who you are, but jealous that the person that they think they took from you, that you just got rid of. There was some air of, there was some cheating, so don't get me wrong. But in the end, you let that person go. And they're jealous that this person, who is your ex, you're the one that got away. Know that. You're the one that got away. This is somebody who has changed the person that your ex is with has gone so far as to change her hair color and try to um, mimic some of your attributes to get the kind of love that they're not able to receive, that they believe or that you did get to the capacity that the person you were with could give you. So know that the tides are turning and change is ushering in, and the time of you um, going through the drama and the difficulties that you've experienced is no more. You are now going to, and you are in better times now. And so enjoy it, because the faulty foundation that was being built someplace else is coming down. So that isn't for everyone. That's specific, maybe just to one, maybe two. You know who you are. And when you hear this, you feel a sense of relief and a knowing that you're getting something confirmed, or that missing piece that you couldn't quite fit to that puzzle. There it is. Now, Libra, let's get into your messages and see what the Libra collective is focused on. Like I said, we're going to be doing what Libra is focused on, and what messages need to come through for all Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter sign placements. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. Universe, Spirit, what are Libras focused on? May 16th to May 31st, 2020. What are the Libras focused on? May 16th to May 31st, 2020. Nobody like you, Libra. There's nobody like you. This is for Libra. What is Libra's focus? Libra, I feel many of you have been very, 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 very busy. Very busy. Yes. Doing what you got to do for you. Staying up. Staying strong. What is the message? What is Libra focused on? Spirit, what is Libra's focus on? May 16th to May 31st, 2020. Okay, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So Libra, you have 3 cards that came out, okay? That's a lot. First of all, I'm being drawn to this card in the middle here. You got the moon. There's a cycle coming to an end, a cycle changing, but there's a cycle that is happening under the light of the moon, where shifts and changes are happening here for you, where things will be discovered. Now, let me just step back, step back, step back. The first card you have is transformation. It's a 48, and that 48 breaks down to a 12, I believe. So I feel that with transformation here, you are now experiencing changes, and you're now experiencing transition with the things that needed to shift that you could not shift before. You are transforming it. I feel that you um, are stuck. You were stuck. You were in a holding pattern for a long ass fucking time, Libra. Many of you were in a holding pattern for a long time, where you couldn't get shit off the ground. You couldn't figure out why you couldn't sort it out. You couldn't figure out with no angle that you came up with, how to shift and move in that. So you had to operate from in that held up position. But you know what? You're not being held up anymore. The new perspective is here. The new dawn is here. You're coming out from a time of being perhaps the victim, or being set, feeling like you had to go through a lot of sacrifice here. But that time wasn't wasted, because you learned so much, you grew so much, and what was meant to make you weak and break you fucking just transformed your ass and made you strong. Made you strong. You different now. You different. Now, back to this card, discovery. It's a 3. Okay, so I feel that Libra, whether you're male or female, this is a time when many of you are embracing that Venus, that Empress energy, where you focus on abundance. You are experiencing positive giving and receiving from the people who are supposed to be in your camp. The ones that got rejected, or the ones you had to eject, are gone, right? You're moving forward. All of the confusion is being cleared away. All the fear, the doubt, the uneasiness, the uncertainty that you were experiencing here, this is you stepping into your abundance. This is you stepping into your creativity. This is you experiencing more beauty and pleasure and success and luxury, at a time where a lot of people may be experiencing stagnancy. This is you coming out of that, interestingly enough. This is you no longer powerless. This is you coming into your power with this energy. Now, this is also talking about you are seeing productivity, or you're focusing on productivity in your world through your initial actions to see success and see things come together and work out and see growth and expansion. But this is also you have discovered things about yourself and about living in life that has expanded and grown you as well, Libra. This is nice. You see this lion here? A lion is strong, capable, a force to be reckoned with, a king of its environment, right? And this is you, strong, a force to be reckoned with, the king, queen of your environment, or the external factors that are going on around you. You are able to crouch on a situation and see through the veils, see through the um, fog or the illusions of things, and you have clarity, and you have this healing. You have you have had your cross to bear, and now you wear it as a shield, as a badge. You also have, and I said this, that you were focused on partnerships, but there it is, bam. It's a 31 breaking down to a 4. I feel like um, this here is you operating in a leadership capacity. You are the manager, you are the boss in your partnerships. And I feel that you are being someone who is a force of stability. You're no longer sticking with approaches and way of things that no longer work, especially for you. But also, this is you operating from a place of discipline, being conservative, being focused, um, knowing where the solid sources are and who are solid sources for you, focusing on safety and security, governing things. This is you being in your control and your power. This is you being a manager, if you will, of the partnerships that you are in, focused on your stability, focus on your um, perseverance, perhaps even self-preservation. This here is you dealing with any restlessness around certain connections, contemplating, focusing on where the teamwork can happen and make the dream work, or where the teamwork won't be a dream but a nightmare instead. You feel me? And so this here is you focusing on what needs to be contained, what needs to be kept stable or made stable, where you need to conform or what needs to be changed, what needs to be uplifted and what needs to be knocked down, what needs to be secured or organized or built, but also protected. And so you have done the hard work, laying a foundation for yourself, for the things that matter to you, for the people that matter to you. Lately, you may have been all work and no play because you're restructuring things with the focus on stability here. And I like it. I like it a lot. Now, also, there could be you operating much more in your masculine energy or coming more into balance with your feminine and masculine energy, where you are exhibiting more of a yin and yang. It's very grounded, very stable, very practical, very mindful, but also heart centered with a niche for problem solving, if you will. Now, underneath, you do have this caution here, which is a 16. Now, as a 16 can also break down to a 7. So I feel like in the steps that you take and are taking, that there's a need for you to continue to be mindful, to be cautious, to have a healthy reverence for what you're doing and who you're dealing with, for the sake of knowing your opponent and knowing um, your situation so that you can deal with it accordingly. Because with it being a 16 and also breaking down to a 7, you want to avoid tower moments, uncomfortable shakeups. You want to avoid self-destruction. You want to avoid rude awakenings here and be careful around that by your power of what you do and also by who comes at you or the situations that arise. So even though you may be embodying that Empress energy, it can become so comfortable, successful, and pleasurable that you want to be mindful not to be stagnant or overindulgent and not lose your power and start lying in a place of ignorance to what's going on around you. You know the truth of things, or you know the importance of knowing the truth of things and sticking with what is true, what is right, and what is good. And so the tower talks about you perhaps destroying what exists to restructure it and rebuild it, but there's a need to be cautious in how you do that. There also could be you experiencing disruption that feel like rude awakenings from external factors or certain people who you have distanced yourself from or left behind that was supposed to be in your past and now they're showing the fuck up. And it's taking you a little off kilter, but not everything you can't manage. And so there's a need to just be cautious, because what you don't want to do is be triggered by the pain that you work so hard to heal from. But take that pain that you learned, that you were able to conquer, that you were able to sift through, that you were able to grow from, that you were able to evolve and transform yourself and transmute that energy. Now you take that and you operate from that space of empathy, of love, um, of doing what is fair, good, and right, embodying both that Empress and that Emperor energy, knowing when to hold them and when to fold them, know when to walk away and when to run, know when to stand or to fall back. Shit like that, you feel me? So let's just get into your messages, because that was a whole thing right there. So much more is coming in, but I really want to get to the cards. So, Spirit, what are the messages that need to come through? Oh, and I meant to talk about it breaking down to a 7, which is that Chariot energy. So be mindful, there's a need for you to have a clear focus about your budget, about your finances, about your goals, about your agenda and the agenda that others are trying to put before you. With that Chariot energy, you want to focus on advancement, but be careful in doing it. Not be reckless, okay? Not be naive or overindulgent. but you want to be able to also know when you need to go with the flow and with an obstacle, or when there's an obstacle you just need to remove or go through, so to speak. But do it with tact and diplomacy, with confidence and ability, because you have it. This is you making use of your imagination, evaluating things and not assuming shit, or focusing on the resolution, the solution, looking at the psychology of things as you deal with the influences that's going on around you or in you, for the way that you think or will need to think or respond to things. This is you setting the intention that there will be no instability, that challenges are removed, but instead are resolved. This is you focused on hard work, transitioning things, separating yourself from the things that don't serve you. This is you focusing on removing any potential upheaval or upheaval that's trying to that does come in. This is you addressing your conflicts, and you doing so from a spiritual, grounded, intuitive standpoint. This is you being confident and remaining encouraged and sustaining in your energy and in what needs to happen around you through the use of discretion, with the goal of seeing progress, 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 and more fucking progress. So be mindful to have that self control. Be mindful to have that self discipline. Be mindful not to be scattered in your energy or actions. Be mindful not to lack discipline. Be mindful about where it is you want to arrive to, so you can fucking get there. Let the work you have done on yourself pay off, because this is the time for you to redeem, 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 and keep the faith, because you are transitioning and changing things. You are the change agent. Now, Spirit, what are the messages for Libras? May 16th to May 31st, 2020. What messages need to come through for the Libras, please? May 16th to May 31st, 2020. Be mindful to continue to use wisdom and show a good balance with what needs to happen or what you're doing, and do things in moderation by examining and re-examining and prioritizing, so that you can avoid upheaval and sudden changes that come in. And use caution when something abrupt happens. Stay grounded, so that you don't have to experience any considerable loss. And know when there's something you need to let go of, or know when you need to stand. Stand your ground, that is. Spirit, what do Libras need to know? What are the messages that need to come through for the Libras? May 16th to May 31st, 2020, please. Where Libras at in the recent past? Okay, we do have Justice in reverse. So you may feel a little out of balance with Justice here. There could be issues with the legal matter, but you are able to clear away the confusion with something that you may see this is not going the right way, or the right thing isn't being done. You are able to come out of that confusion or make the right choice, or do what is best in the situation, whether this is a situation being presented to you or someone that you're dealing with. Whatever you see that's out of balance, you will figure out and know how to make the adjustments and bring clarity to the situation, or choose the option that is best here. This is you um, removing confusion, removing the fog, clearing the air, and especially for who else or what else needs it. Thank you, Spirit. You're not doing anything that's out of control and it doesn't serve you. Spirit, what are the messages that need to come through for the Libras, please? Messages that need to come through for the Libras, please. May 16 and May 31st, 2020. You are recovering emotionally. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's get into it for you, Libra. Some more, that is. We're already into it, huh? Okay, there's that Seven of Cups in reverse again. We got the High Priestess in reverse. We have the Chariot in reverse. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Page of Wands. Let me move this over so you guys can see all of this. We have the Hierophant. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Sun. Justice in reverse is here again. We have the Eight of Cups here. We have the King of Swords here. We have the Five of Cups. We have the Seven of Swords. And we have the Three of Swords in reverse. All right. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. And we have the World upright. Now, there is Temperance here, okay, in reverse. Now, for some of you, there's a focus on a Sagittarius, or Sagittarius is involved. But with Temperance here showing up in reverse, there's something that needs adjustment, something that needs tempering, something that needs to be brought to balance, something that may need to be done in moderation and re-examined or prioritized here, so that, or something's about to happen in an extreme way, or you're trying to keep something from happening in an extreme way. But there's something that needs to be healed, and there's something that requires your patience and your healing ability to be brought forth in this, or in this situation where you are grounded and coming from a very heart-centered place, for your actions to give off a sense of being practical and being grounded and being mindful, and to solve things, okay, with what you need to see driven home, so to speak. There may be issues concerning home. Now, the overall energy, you do have the Ace of Swords and the World in reverse. So with the Ace of Swords in reverse, there is either a lack of clarity, there's no truth, or there's a need to get to the truth about something, to in order to bring something to a close, or to see completion with it, or to have attainment here. There is a need for some self-mastery to be applied in this situation, I feel, so that the truth can be um, brought forth. Now, I feel like you may be getting some sort of communication that you don't like, or that you don't trust, or where there may be some lies in this, and you're looking to see how to bring that to a close, or see how to illuminate the situation or break free, but ensure that you don't end up with a double-edged sword, where what you're trying to cut don't cut you. Now, your energy and attitude here, Libra, is you do have the Four of Pentacles with the King of Swords. So this is you focus on your stability, self-preservation. This is you focusing on stability, um, having power in the situation, but holding on to what's important to you, but also not giving into a situation, because you may be dealing with someone that's a King of Swords, embodying this King of Swords energy, that is you're dealing with, um, that is only operating from a logical standpoint, and perhaps what's needed here is for this person to come from their heart space. They're detached from their emotions. But I also feel like this is you with the focus of having stability in what you are securing or looking to maintain, or with the approach you need to have in this situation. Focus on you coming up with the masterful intelligence and strategy and calculating around a situation, so that you can continue to maintain what you have, continue to hold on to what you have. I do feel that there's a need for you to be smart about this, but also be mindful that you are not coming off miserly, where what you are holding on to or trying to secure, it is understood or conveyed that is for the sake of stability, or keeping something maintained, or keeping something or someone safe. not for the sake of you just holding on to it because you're being miserly. I hope you get my drift. So with this King of Swords here, you wanting to execute something and cut something out, perhaps with someone that you're dealing with that is not operating from their heart, but from the logic or their mind space. Now, whoever this King of Swords is, they are coming to you um, with facts. Okay, they are speaking their truth, and they too are. This is a match of wits. Okay, this is you being real smart about it, and who you're dealing with is being real smart about it. There's something that they want to get from you, but whatever this is, you feel it best to hold on to, because you don't trust this individual, because what they want from you needs to be handled with care, because it's very, very valuable. And so this is you speaking your truth. This is you strategizing and seeing how to come to the truth about this, or display how even what is facts for this individual or around this, that you show where there is a lack of clarity here, or how what their truth is, it doesn't apply at this time, because it has the potential to bring something to a close, or bring some completion, and perhaps it's possible um, in something that you don't want to see happen, or that you want to avoid here. Now, in the recent past, you do have the Seven of Cups in reverse, and you do have the Sun in the upright. So there was um, you were able to clear away the confusion in the recent past and illuminate something, bring something to light, or someone did this with you. I just feel like this is you doing this, Libra, where you're removing the fog, the confusion, or you are addressing somebody's state of wishful thinking and letting them see that this does not compute. This is something that could cause somebody to get burned, or this could have something to do with children or affect children, or someone is trying to put energy into something and they're coming about it from a place of lacking maturity, I'm feeling. And so at present, you have the High Priestess in reverse with Justice in reverse. So at present, with the High Priestess, there's a need for you to trust your intuition. But I also feel, Libra, what or who you're dealing with, you may feel your intuition may be off, or you're trying to check that compass here. Um, Now, there's also possible that at present you are able to bring truth to light with what could not be seen, or with what needed to be illuminated. And so at present, you are able to shed light on a situation, or bring enlightenment, or uncover the mystery for someone that was out of balance, or that was making a wrong choice, or not making a right decision, or not doing the best here. Also with justice here, this can also be, Libra, you out of balance. You may be out of balance at present with something that you feel is invalid, or does not should not be validated here. The High Priestess talks about tapping into your subconscious. The High Priestess is talking about enlightenment, spirituality, needing validation for some. Um, this is also talking about some secret coming to light, or uncovering the secret to a situation. But I just feel like, Libra, if this is you, because the high priestess here is also about, um, there also could be a focus on a Cancer or Taurus individual, or a Cancer Taurus individual could be involved. But with this high priestess and justice here, I just can't help but feel that something that was hidden, or perhaps a hidden agenda, or at present, where there was a lack of enlightenment, I feel you bring enlightenment to a situation in order to balance it, to manage it, and carefully. Because whatever was going on, um, someone isn't doing the right thing by you or by a situation or perhaps by others. So now also it's possible someone can see, feel that you are bending the rules here at present. So let's take a closer look at that. And so there's a need to be careful here. Spirit, please clarify, what is this high priestess and justice in reverse? I just feel like at present you were able to bring something to light, or bring enlightenment to a situation, or have someone be able to reflect in an enlightened way by your ability to bring that about, concerning something that was not right to do, or um, wasn't the best thing. But I also feel you may be being viewed as someone who's not being fair and not validating the other person. Spirit, please clarify the high priestess reverse and justice in reverse. Thank you. Yeah, you got the King of Wands. Look at that. Underneath, you got the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, there is some sort of lack or depletion. This could be concerning money or work. There's something that that you don't want to see changed, or there's something that has been changed. But there's something about change that has happened here. But you see, there's like a Scorpio, and in this image, that this change is a change that seems to be being protected. That you want understanding with, cooperation and support. That perhaps you seem to be the one that's more the balancer of this, and the other person that you could be dealing with may be a King of Wands embodying this energy. Um, let's be clear, it's in the upright. You both are after achieving something, and you're very passionate about it with all this fiery here. There is some devilishness here, okay? So I'm feeling like, Libra, some of you do something that is kind of wrong or is wrong for the sake of it being right, because you are operating from an enlightened place. And so, but nonetheless is wrong and shit, right? And the person that you're dealing with, they're looking to achieve something too. They may be right, but what they're right about and what they want to do with it can cause lack, or a loss, or depletion, and something about that don't sit right with you, and that's wrong. So this is a hot seat, right? Because there's like a devilish quality to this, for both, with trying to achieve the desire of your heart here. And so it feels like an injustice to each party involved. And so in the future, you do have this Chariot in reverse with the Eight of Cups. So you don't move forward on something, okay? Something, there's no forward movement, and you're able to move on from it. For some of you, there's a Cancer involved. For some of you, there's issues with transportation, but you do address it and deal with it, and you're able to heal whatever's going on with it, and you're able to move on from that. But whatever you are, that was some emotional unfulfillment with any obstacle or any attempt with someone trying to arrive at a destination with you, or with what you were um, trying not to see out of control, or looks like or felt like it was out of control. This is you. Not, I just feel like you're not moving forward with this. And you're able to move on because it doesn't serve you and it doesn't serve the situation. And this may be something concerning family or children, and you see it as something that doesn't serve in this situation, and so you're not moving forward on this, you're not budging. And so that's an obstacle for that person, and it may feel to some extent an obstacle for you. Let's see, Spirit, tell me more about this Chariot in reverse and the Eight of Cups upright. Thank you. Yeah, you do have the Six of Cups, and you do have the Star. For some of you, you're dealing with an Aquarius. But with the Six of Cups here, this here is a focus for some of you with someone from the past or something from the past that has resurfaced or returned, or that you find yourself dealing with. But also with the Six of Cups, there may be a focus on family. Somebody feels like they're having their cake, or like you feel like that, or who you're dealing with feels like that. But this is a focus on coming to a reconciliation with something, a satisfactory conclusion where some healing does get ushered in here. Somebody's getting wish fulfillment in this situation. Someone is having hope. Someone is showing empathy. Both are showing empathy, I feel, with regard to this, because whatever this is important to you and who you're dealing with, or what this is around. And so there is some sort of satisfactory conclusion can be had here, but there's a discussion that takes place to get there. And so it's like everybody's addressing the dinosaur. Okay, something that or the, the elephant in the room, or the odd thing that's happening here, or the thing that we don't want to see happen because it's going to be odd, or what have you. But there is healing here. Definitely. Definitely. Nice. Now, your concern here is this Page of Wands and this Five of Cups. So you're concerned about your ability to respond to something that's disappointing and upsetting and recover from it and salvage the situation. You are also concerned that, with what you respond to, or you're acting upon, or wanting to take in a new direction, that's happening here, that who is concerning will act impulsively or immaturely and cause some grief, some disappointment, some upset, some emotional loss here. And so you're concerned about whether or not you can be able to navigate this, survey the situation well enough to say what needs to be said, to explain what needs to be explained, and to execute the situation for the sake of maintaining security and stability. Now, this could be around money, but whatever it is of value to you, or even concerning work, your challenge here is you do have the Hierophant and the Seven of Swords. So the challenge here is the ability to get commitment, and the ability to strategize a way to escape perhaps an established commitment, or escape that which is established because it needs to change, or being able to um, provide the information, or to provide that knowledge or understanding to someone that feels perhaps taken advantage here, or that you don't want something taken from you, or that there's this sneakiness or taking behavior here, or energy here, that you are trying to address, and the challenge of how to service this, and what needs to be said, so that whatever the strategy here is, you can get that commitment, or you can have that change that may need to happen, or you can get that allegiance here with who you're dealing with. And finally, you do have the fucking Ace of Pentacles with the Three of Swords in reverse. This is you gaining that new opportunity, whatever it was that was of value to you, establishing something new, bringing something new into form, being very creative in a way where you're able to heal the situation and recover from any setback or disappointment or suffering that was happening, or breakdown in communication, or heartbreak, or whatever may even felt like betrayal in this situation. And so, to just add to that, just know that you do get to bring something new to form. You do get to receive something of value. For some of you, you are able to get money and you are able to recover. There could be a three-party situation or external factors here, but nonetheless, you have the Ace of fucking Pentacles. Okay, that's solid, baby, and you're bringing that into form. So let's just take a look at what is some additional guidance for you, Libra. Just be cautious in how you move, okay? When I move out, when you move, I move just like that. Just don't move like them though. Okay? Move with grace, style and grace. Okay. You have examined unfinished business. So identify one piece of the unfinished business. This could relate to the person or the task. Then do one thing to bring it to closure. If you find that you're unable to do so, you've identified a major power leak and a serious block to your healing or healing of the situation. Your goal is to understand that all experiences either make you bitter or better for you or for who is involved or what this is around. So examine the unfinished business so that you can finish that business and bring it to closure by coming up with the truth or the clarity that allows you to break free and be okay or better than okay. I hope these messages help. Thanks for watching. Bye.